Okay. Oh, we're going to start on the week. Because if I look at the month, I've already looked at the month, obviously. But if I look at the month, I'm going to get, yeah. So we're going to start on the week. The week looks great. Let's just start with that. I'm happy, right? We've got 2 days left on the week. We got that little, okay. I wouldn't call it a pump. I wouldn't call it a jump, but I would call it a bump. So we got a bump in price, which translates very nicely on the week. Um, Basic stuff, little tiny things like engulfing candle pattern is always nice to see on the week, especially when it's bouncing off of the 50, right? Doesn't mean that we can't go down a little bit, unfortunately, because but it's really good, and the MACD is not so depressing, to be honest with you. Let's uh, let's get rid of the MACD, and we'll just pull out the RSI real quick. The RSI on the week. Look at that. That's kind of what you want to see if you want hope, right? RSI turning around for you. So yeah, so the week looks good. Drop down to the day. We broke the channel. We can see that clearly. We broke this. So I'm going to replace this with a line. I'm going to get rid of the, oh, hold on. I'm going to get rid of this channel right here. And I'm going to get rid of that. And that's 50. So now I would love to see this bounce above the 50, right? So right now that those candles are supporting the 50. It's a flipped relationship, right? But right now that candle is supporting that 50, and it's not going to take much for it to bounce above it. Now, I'm just going to draw a thicker line. This is our first resistance at 54. That's where I see our first resistance at. So on a daily, right, if we look at the TD sequential, it's possible we may not get above 55, yeah, 55, 56 by a 9 candle on the TD sequential. But this is actually really good because our best case scenario is it starts bouncing above the 50, and we're very close there. So even if we don't break this number in the next week, it doesn't matter very much to me. This is really good. This is a really good sign. In this case, I'm going to ignore the RSI for a while because if we are getting bullish momentum going up, this RSI would be up. It would be up, especially during the beginning of that movement. So I would love to see I'd love to see a 9 candle all the way to 64, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think if we break 55, I think we're doing really good. If we take this line, let's just make this thing thicker for the fun of it. But if we take this line and we put this here, what does that end up being? 60. So about every 5K to 60. Once we get to 60, if we get to 60, I should say, 98 looks really, really possible. All right, I am going to My dogs are going ape shit. And I am bad at YouTube, but you never know what my dogs are barking. I'm well, all right. Let's get back. Let's get back. So yeah, so I'm not gonna worry too much about this RSI on the daily. And let's switch this to the MACD real quick so that we can check that out. And the MACD looks great. So 4 hour. Back to the RSI. I generally don't use MACD this low. Um, Reasons. And so this is Christmas. And Merry Christmas, by the way. Um, but uh, but on the 4 hour here, we're seeing some good resistance here, and we can expect that at least until this line right here, our 50, crosses our 100, and that's what's kind of exciting, right? So right now, I would say Bitcoin is a buy. And let's see what that would look like right now at this moment in time. You're looking at, let's say 4%. And you want to make sure that you're going to get at least a 1.5 risk ratio. And I do that for continuity. You can set your own risk ratio. Um, but we're just trying to figure out where we would stop out, right? So an average idea of where we would stop out. So, and I would take that. So yeah, things are looking up. It could go down as Christmas comes around, but I don't see people. I don't see. I bought some Christmas cigarettes. I'm gonna smoke one real quick and be a bad influence. But uh, but I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. So we go to ETH, and ETH I've been real kind of optimistic. I've been really optimistic about ETH and BNB for the last couple days, and it got a little bit of a bump, and it's now it's pulling this up. And like I said, I'm expecting that if we can pull this up, then then we could see not a moonshot. I don't believe in moonshots. Um, but we've got an hour left on this candle. Doesn't ever hurt. If you're in cash, it doesn't really hurt, right, to hold off. So everybody talks about FOMO, right? This is an opportunity to enter early right now, but you shouldn't be worried about missing out, right? That's the thing. Maybe I won't smoke that now, but that's the thing. Let's look at BNB on the 4 hour too. And BNB is just a little less optimistic. And I kind of get that in price action, but when I do expect BNB to turn around. So I think now might be a good time to buy in. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at buying in. I've removed my stop loss from Matic, right? So I'm running without a stop loss on this. If I do put one down, I will probably lower that stop loss a little bit. a lot just to make sure that I stay in Matic. Um, I like Matic a lot. A lot of people like Matic. FTM. Wow. So yeah, so let's talk about why I make these videos is for me, so that I can look back on these things and say, wow, yeah, I messed up, and I messed up on FTM. I messed up big time on FTM because that could have very well been a bottom. I'd have to go back to a previous video to see, but unless I'm mistaken, let's look at it on the day. So let's give myself the benefit of the doubt and say that I was going to enter on the day, though I think I would have entered on the 4 hour, to be honest with you. So this gets crazy. So talk about regret. But, no, over 50% was possible there. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I don't regret it. I do regret it, but I'm not going to cry about it because I can still get into FTM. And I wouldn't get into FTM right now. I'm not going to get into FTM because, I mean, look at this. This is what this tool is for. Whenever something has a big jump like this is what this tool is for. So we're going to wait on FTM. FTM, if we look at FTM on the day, right? FTM's high was $3. So there's still enough profit in here to make money on FTM. And you never know if FTM, how far FTM is going to go. But right now, FTM's trading up. It gave very clear buy signals that I ignored. What was the other one? Rune. Rune was the other one. God, don't make me regret Rune too. Where was Rune? It is so hard for me to find things now because I'm old. Rune was another one. Clear buy signals on the 4 hour. I think back here. So I'd be in profit. And now, actually, just fuck it. I'm going to add Rune to my watch. I'm not going to go over why. All I can say is that every coin that I have on here is a shit coin. All right. But these are shit coins of a higher caliber, right? These aren't, you're looking for pump coins. If you're looking to get in on the next Shiba, I do not pay attention to that. I am not your guy at all. Would I buy Shiba? Well, I think I already said what I do is I drop maybe $100, whatever you can totally lose into Shiba, and forget about it. And I think I said that back here towards the bottom, but maybe back here somewhere. I don't know. I'd have to look. But uh, so yeah, so now is the time for me to start going through all of these and marking up stuff to look for buys, right? ADA. If I remove ADA from this list, it is nothing technical. There's no reason for me to do it. It's just that I'm tired of ADA. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired of you. Adam. So that's what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for opportunities in here to buy in. So this list will grow whether or not I'm in these new ones that I'm selecting. I have no idea. Band. Band looks like it might be a good idea to think about buying Band for something quick. And All these are going to be done with stop limits. That's very important, right? All these are going to be done with stop limits so that cake, it might be time to get back into cake. Holy cow, let me look at this. So this was my line, right? So for my B&B, let's look at it on the day. So I made some good B&B. If we look at this on the week, these right here, I traded B&B and cake, right? And then I saw this channel coming and I figured I'm just going to hold off because I think Bitcoin had peaked, right? And then somewhere down here, I sold my cake for B&B. And I have that B&B set aside in case I want to go back into cake, which is, yeah. So if you get that, so that may be the next move. I don't know. But it's looking good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking this week here. I'm liking this day a lot. And I'm even liking the 4 hour. So go forth, use TA, and find your runners. That's what I'm saying, right? Go forth and find your runners. And have a Merry Christmas.